we go. I'm not done with her yet, honey. They're just trying to help. So that's why I kept hearing under 3 years, because there's a male friend that just passed, overdose. I can feel heroin moving through my body, struggle up and down roller coaster with addiction. He just walked in, that's why. So Chris is here, that friend is here, and then this young male under 3 years. They'll do that. If they're trying to get my attention and I feel time, if somebody else is stepping in behind him, I'll feel the person that's most recent passed and get that time first. So as long as you can claim it, okay? So let's take our time with this. Were you hoping for that friend?
They weren't really close friends.
That's okay. I just keep hearing we have messages and we need to be heard. And there's a connection with the number 29 or age of 29. I'm going to leave that with you, okay? Because it's them validating soul date or birth date as well, because I kept hearing the 29th as well. All right, let's see where this goes. Oh my goodness. Loss of vehicle. I can feel the drinking and driving. Do you understand it? So he had to make me feel he was in the passenger seat. Because Chris is the one doing all the talking, but the message is from both boys. And then if I catch the heroin overdose as well, because I'm going to piggyback all 3 of them, okay? But they placed me in the car. I could feel Chris here in the passenger seat because he said his name. I could feel this other boy driving. I feel the alcohol. I feel the loss of control of the car. I know that they both passed. And then I can actually feel him go through the window. And we're not going to get into that because there's things that I'll see that I won't actually talk about. It was instant. It was instant. It just means that there wasn't any suffering, and they need the families to know that there weren't any suffering. Now, proper name Christopher, I want to call him Chris. So he said Chris to me, okay? So I have to honor this. Young. I just feel like they weren't really being careful, and they were just, he said, Kelly, I have to admit it, we were reckless. And I'm like, I hear you. They've been trying to reach out to the families for some time, and I keep hearing, I love the t-shirts, I love they did the walk for me. So please ask about that, because somebody did that for one or both of those.
Could it have been a concert rather than a walk? They did.
When I feel the sneakers, it's walk, run, any kind of benefit. There's something about the donation or scholarship funds and raising money. But somebody did a walk as well. So please just ask, because it can honor one or both, okay? Because my guys are like, yes, there was a walk too. So if you recognize that, because sometimes they'll piggyback foundations or donations or anything that they chose to do, he knows about it. I mess with the lights a lot, Kelly. There's a lot of things that I've been leaving behind for years. I've been trying to tell them that I'm okay. I know how hard it was for my family to get that phone call. I needed them to know that I didn't suffer. They still wonder and question what I went through and if I felt alone in those moments. And I needed them to know more than anything I'm at peace. So he's thanking me for helping him. And again, I'm catching them for your loved ones. So they're asking you to honor. But all 3 of them were very young. And then this other boy just stepped in behind him. So let me start to piggyback them a little bit. And there's like a Brian. Somebody else, Chris is trying to say he watches over. Brian, thank you. I just had to hear it. There's a lot of friends I'm watching over and with Ryan the most. So I'm just going to honor it, okay? Because I know you don't know all those friends. But this other young male, under 3 years, heroin overdose, complications with overdose. So that's why I had to honor. Struggle up and down roller coaster for some time, kind of hid the addiction. Everybody knew he was struggling, but I feel like a lot of it he hid. He's like, my family never gave up on me, Kelly. I can feel him in and out of rehab. Do you understand it? When they make me feel that, it doesn't have to be full rehab centers. It means he was trying to clean up his life.
Again, so it's just an acquaintance, so I don't know the whole story. It's just an acquaintance, so I don't know the whole.
That's okay, yeah. Is when they make me feel rehab, it can be fully going to rehab and trying to get clean, or it can be them rehabbing themselves as far as weaning off, and then I can feel the back and forth, like up and down roller coaster. Like he really struggled. He did a lot of back and forth. There were times he was trying to clean up his life as much as he could, but he struggled. Good. They're also mentioning Bobby, and Danny. Okay. Other people they're watching over, because I have all 3 boys, okay? So I just have to validate it. He just said, my family never gave up on me. And I said, that's good. He said, I'm hoping one day I'll have a chance to talk to them, Kelly. I'm not going to take away from Chris. He said, but I need my family to know I'm at peace because I know you can hear me and see me. I see him clear as day. He's a little bit more of a free spirit, and I can just feel the heroin. I know it's not the only drug he did, but they'll make me feel drug of choice, how the overdose happened, or combination of both, and I can just feel the heroin moving through his body, and I can feel the needles. So he's making me feel drug of choice in passing, okay? And again, he kind of hid some of the stuff he was going through for many years, but there were people who knew that he was struggling with those addictions. So they wanted to make sure I was able to honor and get these boys, okay? And it's okay that I caught Chris first, because they're all trying to give a little bit of peace. But it makes sense that I picked up on him first, even though you were closer to the other young male, because when I felt the accident, I could just feel him go through the window. And it's the way they wanted me to connect with it, so they can both honor they're okay. So they're not stepping in for a full message, honey, because they don't want to take away from your loved ones, so I only got them a little bit. Here's what happens. If it's their first time through, they'll give me enough to get proof. That's why I sold the accident the way I did. And then I can feel him shift in under 3 years with the heroin, okay? And then Chris is validating his name, and I'm getting as much as I can from them. There's a date of June 3rd, September 19th, December 4th, July 9th, October 5th. I got all those dates. But remember, if they can honor all 3 boys and people they're watching over, they'll give me enough where I kind of walk that boundary